in this story, out of Baton Rouge, a woman was arrested for allegedly pressuring her boyfriend to take the life of the father of her children. So many stories like this. These women using the new boyfriend to take the life of the old boyfriend, the baby's father. I told you, these women have demon energy.
These have now
look at this heifer. Demon energy. I've said this. I said, why do these women get into these new relationships so they can use the new boyfriend as muscle? There was a story in New York that I did about a woman that I believe set up her baby's father to lose his life due to the new boyfriend. Because the baby's father wanted to come to see the child, or I believe he was taking the child out, or was coming to see the child. And the girlfriend confronted him. He tried to walk away. She would pull him in. He tried to walk away. She pulled him in. And then the new boyfriend came out of nowhere and started shooting the baby's father. He had to run under a car, and that's where he lost his life. You got to be careful who you have kids by. These women, man, children just brings out the worst in them. Children bring out the worst in these women. And you simps who sit up there and you agree to end your freedom, because trust me, unless he testifies against her, he's probably going to go away to jail for life. Because, of course, he probably has a record. Just dumb. You men are stupid. Y'all are willing to crash out over some mid-heifer? Are you serious?
Charged as second person in an apparent domestic dispute where the killer shot down another man execution style. According to arrest documents, the second person charged was the victim's former lover who ordered his killing. David Hamilton reports.
This picture of victim Anthony Wesley Jr. shows his love of family.
He was a great guy, like I said.
There's the cause right there. This is his girlfriend. I guess this is the new girlfriend. The one thing that triggers these baby mamas the most is when you move on to another girlfriend. They just can't stand it. Even though she had a new boyfriend, she don't want you to move on to another woman. Y'all see how sick these women are? You almost have to move to another state across the country when you break up one of these heifers, man. Because if you move on, she's going to be triggered. Yeah, this is from 2 weeks ago.
Everyone loved him. It was nothing. It's not so much bad to say, because you know how you say, you pray for a certain type of man and you finally get it. That's what it was.
East Baton Rouge sheriff investigators arrested Riddick Franklin for shooting Wesley in the back.
Look at this sucker. Look at him. Look at this sucker. You threw your life away for what? When I see stories like this, I know you dudes don't get girls like that. I know y'all don't. Because if you are a real man, you're not getting pressured into doing nothing. But he probably needed a place to stay, because he's probably homeless. Needed a place to stay. He didn't want to be homeless again, so he just does whatever she tells him. This guy's definitely embarrassing black men. He's doing. If you want to say embarrassing black, this definitely embarrassing the race.
On March 29th at the Jefferson Lakes Apartments. Then documents say Franklin stood over Wesley and fired several more.
Stood over him. He stood over him. Oh yeah, you going to prison for a long time, buddy. You going to Angola for a long time. You stood over him and took his life. You definitely going to Angola.
Times. For Harris, she says she'll never forget witnessing that same times. Stood over apartments. Then documents say Franklin stood over Wesley and fired several more times. For Harris, she says she'll never forget witnessing that scene.
Well, it happened in front of mine, our apartment. So, I was stopped. I'm traumatized. I still see the image, everything.
Investigators.
This dude did this in broad daylight in front of witnesses.
IJ, don't forget about that female that killed her husband in front of her kids on FB Live.
Yeah.
That was in my city, Columbus, Ms.
Appreciate that, YJG. YGJ forever. This is crazy. In front of witnesses. In front of witnesses where people can see you, bruh. All because you weak in the knees for a heifer. This is why the red pill mindset is a threat. Because we would definitely cleanse this simp, this erratic simp behavior out of men. Absolutely. But society wants men like this, crash outs like this, that's willing to do the bidding of women. And instead of thinking to himself, you know what, maybe I shouldn't do that.
Now alleged that the shooter, Franklin, was romantically involved with Hope Jackson, the mother of victim Wesley.
Look at this dummy. What a dummy. So you thought he'd do that and you be able to what? Live a freer life knowing that your baby's father can't be with another woman? You see how dumb these heifers are? Did she really think she was going to get away with this? She only got into that relationship so she could use him as a hitman. She didn't care about his freedom, and he could have lost his life. If the baby's father had a weapon on him, dude could have lost his life. She didn't care because she'd be damned if he dates another woman except her.
Children, who they've now charged with second-degree murder as well. Court records show Wesley and Jackson were in the middle of a custody dispute. As part of that dispute, court was scheduled for next month. According to the affidavit now charging Jackson with second-degree murder, Jackson told Franklin multiple times she wanted Wesley killed because of a dispute involving child support.
What? Are you serious? Listen, you know how much of a loser you have to be as a woman if you're going to take the life of your baby's father over child support. What? Now, we're going to get into it. Now, is it a situation of him getting custody and him getting child support from her? That has to be what it is.
The affidavit alleges Jackson told Franklin, quote, "I want him OV." Authorities say OV is street slang for eliminating or killing someone.
Look at this.
It's shocking because,
you got heifers using street slang like that. I tell y'all, women are just as dangerous as men. It ain't the men. Women are just as dangerous as men. Yes, it's 50-50. All over child support. You would think that, maybe the other way around and he'd want to eliminate her for child. No. She wants to take him out over child support. So did she have to pay it? Because that would definitely lead me to believe she's a loser.
these are your kids' father, and why would you want to put the kids through that?
Harris mourns not only Wesley's death, but that this dispute escalated to such violence.
Oh, and Anthony could have talked it over and maybe, came to a conclusion or whatever it was that they had going on with the kids. Like, it didn't have to come to this. He didn't have to lose his life.
In addition to...
Them photos sent her over the edge. Them family photos definitely sent her over the edge, man.
In addition to second-degree murder, the accused gunman, Franklin, faces charges of illegal use of a firearm, possession of a firearm, and obstruction of justice. Hope Jackson was booked in jail facing second-degree murder charges.
And they need to keep her in jail. That heifer don't need to be in a freer society. She does not. Leave her in jail. What a complete bozo. Where is this heifer? What a bozo. Her and her boyfriend. She picked the simp. She definitely picked the right simp. Look at them. These women be dating some of the biggest suckers out there. And they do it on purpose because they want to control him. She probably had control over him to where he probably had nowhere to go. And she knew this, and she used that to her benefit. These dudes so scared to be men and stand on their own 2 feet. They're so afraid of getting put out that they're willing to do this to prove to her, to prove to her something. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Bozos of the week. Well, this was 2 weeks ago, so I can't really use that because this happened. This post was 2 weeks ago. But